Man, mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What it do? Look, I got to the live video early today, which was good. All the schedule worked out and all that good stuff. So happy about that. Looking forward to having an absolutely wonderful week. We got a little pullback in the market last week overall, but you know, we're coming off an all-time high. So we got a little bonus lesson in here today. It's not, I won't even call it a lesson, but I'm gonna give you guys some things to check out, some stocks to look at, and just some things to consider going forward, some things that might be able to help you out, right? So like we always do, we just give a quick update on the public portfolio. So as you can see, everything is going absolutely according to plan. Definitely can't complain. So we're right at all-time highs. If you know anybody who's interested in learning how to invest the right way, set up these portfolios, and just overall become a better investor, make sure to send them over to the channel so we can go ahead and help them out. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go through the same stuff I always do, but I'm actually give a little lesson and just some information I think can benefit you potentially in the future. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can get these updates as soon as they are available. Check out the economics calendar for the week. We don't have any events scheduled for Monday. So unless something happened over the weekend I don't know about, I think everything should go according to plan, no news being good news. Tuesday, it is Veterans Day. The bond market is closed, but the stock market is open. So no need to worry about that. If there's some trades you want to make, you can go ahead. The stock market will operate as usual. Wednesday, we have a few Fed speakers. We'll see how that goes. Thursday, initial jobless claims consumer price index. So CPI year over year, core CPI, as well as some more Fed speakers. Monthly U.S. federal budget and Fed speaker BossGangVIP. Right now, the government is shut down, so does it get open over the weekend or Monday morning or something like that? I'm really not sure. But everything seems to be continuing so far, so we'll see how that goes. Friday, November 14th, U.S. retail sales. Retail sales minus autos, core PPI, year over year, business inventories. And we have some more Fed speakers as well. According to the Almanac, the week before November options monthly expiration, the S&P has been up 10 of the last 15 trading sessions. Veterans Day, historically bearish on Tuesday, not because it's Veterans Day, but just simply because that's a historically bearish day. What does that mean? That means that the market is bearish, or S&P is bearish over 60% of the time. 40, that means, which also means 40% of the time is bullish. So for whatever it's worth, just keep that in mind. No matter what happens in the market, you'll have stocks that go down, you'll have stocks go up. Just depends which one you're in at any given time. And for the rest of the week, everything is pretty even across the board, so nothing crazy to look forward to there. So we should be fine. Now, important news, the Federal Register, they put out the, hold on, I got the wrong year, but it doesn't matter. They have the list of critical materials. This is not the one for the 25th. They have the updated list. I pulled up the wrong one, but it doesn't matter. I just want to teach you guys a lesson about this stuff. So let's see. let's see if I can find the right one. They just came out with one in 2025, but nevertheless. So you guys will see they had the list of the critical materials. So we're talking all the uranium, all the lithium, cobalt. So definitely I want you guys to check out that kind of stuff. And the reason I want you guys to check out this kind of stuff, and I wish I had the new list for you. I'm not going to go over it right now just for the sake of time. But as you can see, in 2022, they had the critical minerals list, and they've updated to include different things on there like silver and whatnot, right? But this is the lesson that I want to talk about. I just noticed the Secretary of Interior, acting through the Directory of U.S. Geological Survey, presents the final 2022 final list of critical materials and methodology used to develop the list, right? So it has all these different materials. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there's many companies in the stock market that produce these materials. And by knowing what a lot of these materials are, it could give us some insight into some companies that might benefit from being part of this critical rare earth materials list, right? So that's what we're gonna kind of look at and get into some tickers today. And we'll see how we can take advantage of some of these. So with everything, you always want to make sure that you're doing your research, of course, but I'm going to help you guys out with a few tickers today that might interest you, aside from the watch list. So on the watch list this week, we're going to be looking at USAR. This one has been a very, very strong. We got the pullback here. So as you can see, we went 2 down on the month. Previous trading session, it was absolutely amazingly bullish. Went completely outside day. We got an entry on this one. Nice looking chart on the 3-day. We got some levels to get over, but as you can see how this performed last time on a week, if this wants to get to going, there's a big gap in price action that goes all the way to about $28 and change. Obviously, we want to see it make a new higher high. How long that will take, I'm not sure, but as you can see on these weeks, if it wants to go, it is absolutely going to go. So we actually got an interesting 3-day entry on this. It's a 2-2 3-day above $17.45. Let me activate that and put so you can see that on the screen. Yeah. So 2-2 3-day above $17.45. Absolutely amazing on that one. LAC, we know the U.S. government took an investment in this company. When they took that investment, the stock absolutely took off to the sky. It caught a lot of people by surprise, except for these insiders who were able to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. We got some corrective activity off of that push up. So we're actually looking to get into this company. So it's crazy because the U.S. has taken an investment in a couple companies, and we'll actually talk about another one in the same space right here. But Lithium Americas, we're looking at a 60-minute. Let me go to the 60-minute chart, pull this up so you can see what we're looking at. So we're looking at a 60-minute entry. That is a 2-1-2 60-minute entry above $4.90. And as you can see, we're right above some broadening formations, have a straight run up potentially back to that $8. And of course, if it wants to get to the high, it'll get to the high. But nevertheless, even if it wants to push up, we're looking at about $8, which is an absolutely amazing move. Let me activate this drawing and slide it over. Now, let's see how high will it goes and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really sure. We still have some downside here on this gap. Do I believe it's going to go to this gap? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Could it happen? Yeah. Do I believe it's going to go through the gap? Absolutely not. I believe this thing is potentially going to shoot all the way to the moon with a lot of these materials, these rare earth materials, precious metals. We saw gold, we saw silver, what it did. Maybe we got some corrective activity in those, and those will continue to go. One of my favorite stocks out in Brazil, Vale. We love some Vale. If you know, you know this has been absolutely strong. So we're just trying to get some of this continuation action. There's big gaps in price action. If it wants to break out over these levels, you can see what it looks like. It's already 2 up in a month. We want to see if we can get this continuation here. We've talked about Brazil stocks, right? So this should be nothing new if you follow me and what I do. I've talked about Brazil, these markets. We talked about Vale and how to look at like EWZ, PBR, all these different stocks. I mentioned how the public portfolio we're invested in you. So I'm loving Latin America right now. It's really, really outperforming whether people know it or not. And we just want to continue to take advantage of these opportunities. So on Vale, we're actually looking at a day entry on Vale. This has been absolutely strong. We want to see if we can keep this going. So we got this little gap down here. Foreign markets like to gap around. So we actually got a nice 2-2 day above $12.16. And we want to see if this can push up and continue to go. Now, we talked about some of these material stocks, and I consider myself one of the best stock pickers that has ever lived on this planet. And so I'm going to help you guys out. And we're going to look at some stocks outside of the stocks we already looked at. LAC with the U.S. government investment. Vale is absolutely one of the best powerhouses around. So all these stocks, write these down. Make sure you do your research on these stocks. Vale, absolute material powerhouse. One of the other companies I mentioned that the U.S. government took a stake in was MP Materials. MP Materials got that crazy run up, like, just like LAC, and this potentially has entries as well. I try to keep it to 3 entries, but I'm really looking at these because these have a lot of potential, and we're talking about a powerhouse and companies that have strategic advantages over other companies in these particular spaces. And then I'll give you a couple inexpensive stocks to look at as well for the people who like penny stocks and are really, really speculative. You can always get a combination of more stable stocks, that are more sure, meaning they actually producing profits and things like that, and profits are growing, versus companies that are smaller that may not, be in full production, but they may have government backing. So again, I'm going to give you the tickers. I've done the research. Make sure you do the research as well. Freeport FCX, a lot of people know about Freeport, so nothing crazy there. We've talked about this before. Rio Tinto, big player out here as well in the material space, something for you to look at. A couple growth small caps you really want to pay attention to. UURF, so stock is trading at $5.32 right now, something like that. So write these down, UURAF, write these tickers down. One of the tickers we actually originally had in the public portfolio, Energy Fuels, UUUU. And remember, we actually got rid of it just for the sake of consolidating the portfolio and wasn't going to be able to build the position. But Energy Fuels, this is definitely a stock you're going to want to keep an eye on, put onto your watch list. Do your research on this as well. A couple more. INR. I don't usually do stock picks, but I got some stock picks today. INR. So we definitely want to keep our eyes on this one. You can see this is trading around $11.50 right now. I want to make sure I don't leave out anything for you guys. Let me see. Here goes one. One of my favorites right now. GPHOF. As far as growth stocks, if you know me, I like penny stocks sometimes, right? So if anybody is interested in penny stocks, so what happened is a lot of times these penny stocks, they have potential for super high growth, may not necessarily be profitable at the time, or the everything is not necessarily going, but they do have backing, and so you want to pay attention to these companies that have a lot of potential for growth. Obviously, there's higher risk there, but that's just part of the game, right? So I mentioned earlier, you can get a combination of something, say like MP to go with GPHOF. You get a combination of growth in both cases. One might go up 1,000%, where another one might go up 200 or 300%. You just really never know. So GPHOF, keep that on the radar as well. I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. So we talked about MP, energy fuels, graphite, GPHOF, INR, and UURAF. So go along with some of the other tickers like Vale, LAC, USAR, FCX, Rio, to name a few. We're talking about the power players in the game. Like I said, I consider myself to be one of the best stock pickers in the world, if not the best, and I'll just let the results speak for themselves. But go ahead, do your research, take a look at some of these stocks, see if anything works for you. I always say it every single video. If you guys have questions, thoughts, ideas, or anything like that, things you need help with, things you don't understand, make sure to put those down in the comments below and let me know. If you guys got any wins, or even if you want me to look at any tickers, make sure to put those down in the comments below. The public portfolio is continuing to hit all-time high. I trade with my group every day. We continue to make immaculate trades over and over again. And I just want people, even if you're not in the group, that doesn't matter to me. Tons of people, watch videos at different times, right? So I just want everybody to be successful, and I just want to be able to help as many people as possible. I don't care how many views the videos get. It doesn't matter if the videos get 50 views or 50,000 views. It doesn't matter. The stocks are still going to do the same thing. So if you're here, you're in the right place. With that being said, it's your man, Boss Gang VIP. If you made it this far, if you haven't liked the video, man, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can get these drops as soon as they drop, man. Catch up with y'all next week. I'm out.